Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mining Conversation with MsTedy. This is still the Mining Indaba edition. We are in Cape Town, just capturing everything that is happening in the Indaba, African Indaba 2025. So today I am joined by Vuslat, sorry, your surname is
Bayoglu.
Bayoglu. Alright, he's the Managing Director at Menar, and we're just going to be having a nice conversation about the mining industry of South Africa.
Thank you.
Wonderful, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And then just before I start, the podcast is sponsored by Menar, and I would also like to thank my team that is supporting me from Johannesburg. That is Chweni Sitache, Kamu Malangabi, Tepo Munyamani, and Kele Khatebe. So just for the first question, so we just want to know about coal. We know that there has been many talks where there are people who are pushing that the transaction from coal to renewable energy. So we just want to get your thoughts on how important is coal in the South African mining industry and for the South African economy.
So South Africa produced about 234 million tons in 2022.
Okay.
And in 2024, we produced 232 million tons.
Yeah.
And mainly coal industries export out of RBCT or Drawbar Terminal in Richards Bay or Maputo.
Yeah.
Then local industries like sugar mills, paper mills, cement, production in South Africa. Then export, big, 100 million tons. Mm-hmm. And then Sasol, about 40 million tons. So it's like almost like 100 Eskom, 40 Sasol, 140, then about 60 for export, 60, 70 let's say with the other ports, then about 15 to 20 million tons for the local markets. So it's critical for power generation, it's critical for local industries, and it's critical for export earnings because coal is a big income, big dollar income earning business for South Africa.
Yeah.
And also it employs about 95,000 people, second biggest employer in the mining industry after platinum group metals. So it is very important for South Africa. And in terms of power generation, as we saw that Eskom's new administration made it work for 300 days without load shedding with coal.
Yeah.
So they decided to fix the boilers. They decided to motivate the people. They kind of like get the best out of their management and their workers. And they also burn coal. They decided to burn coal to deal with the load shedding issues. So our power is mainly produced from coal.
Yeah.
Renewable energy produces intermittent power, which is that if you use solar panels for industrial scale, I'm talking about not for the household, then you get like 6 hours a day power from solar panels. Whereas coal, nuclear energy, and gas will give you 24 hours uninterrupted power, which is what we need. That's critical for smelters, that's critical for factories, that's critical for tourism industry, that's critical for the whole overall economy of the country. So you cannot replace coal with renewable energy. Renewable energy is complementary to coal, nuclear and gas. So coal is very critical mineral for South African economy.
So for the people who are pushing for the renewable energy, what would you say to them? Like if they had to sit down with you and just tell you how important renewable energy is for the economy, for the environment, and what would you say to them to just motivate on why we still need coal?
Producing power from solar panels in a household and using inverters and some storage capacity, it's important.
Yeah.
It actually removes a lot of burden from Eskom, and it works.
Yeah.
But if you tell me that like you're gonna do something at an industrial scale from wind or solar. Unfortunately, with the current technologies the world has, it doesn't work because building storage capacity is not practical at the moment and it's very expensive. So the model that Germany had in terms of like burning gas and then complementing gas with renewable energy, they have 170,000 megawatt capacity in Germany. And our total capacity in South Africa is going to be about 40,000 megawatt. Everything. Coal, nuclear, gas, diesel, and renewable energy. We've got 40,000 megawatt, while Germany has 170,000 megawatt of renewable energy. But it doesn't work without gas. So because gas provides the base load. So what I would say to renewable energy guys is like, okay, good luck with business, because it's all about money at the end of the day. Yeah, they're saying that yeah, it's clean energy. Yes, I agree. I mean, it's good for decarbonization, but in reality, it doesn't solve the problem. It complements the solution. But the problem is going to be solved by putting up capacity to generate baseload power.
All right. So just looking at the overall minerals that we have in South Africa, looking at the challenges that we have in terms of transportation, there's Transnet that has its own issues. Those are just, environmental issues. There's so many issues that are faced by the mining industry that also speak to the South Africa as a whole. What would you also then express to say, how do we then best use the minerals that we have in South Africa in making sure that we grow an economy, but at the same time keeping the environment clean, taking care of its community, and just using the mining industry to benefit everyone in the country?
I believe that every mineral that we have in South Africa is critical.
Yeah.
Like PGMs is very critical for catalytic converters, for jewelry industry, for there's got medical applications that's used. So PGMs being the biggest PGM producer in the world and also having the largest deposits of the PGM in the world, PGM is critical. It's all about like how we market ourselves in terms of PGM. We've got manganese, the largest deposit of manganese. It's critical to produce steel. And China produces 60% of the steel in the world and they need to use manganese. So we've got the largest deposit in the world and we are the largest producer in the world. Chrome, without ferrochrome, we cannot make stainless steel. So it's a critical mineral. And we've got the largest deposit again and we are the largest producer. So the question we need to ask ourselves, how do we leverage all these minerals that are critical in steel manufacturing or manufacturing catalytic converters for the automotive industry? We are a producer of iron ore. We're not very big compared to Australia and Brazil, but we've got Kumba, which is a sizable producer. We have coal, which is critical for our economy, for the economy in India, in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, South Korea, Europe, wherever we sell the coal. It's critical for those economies. And so it's a critical mineral for generating power to keep the system, the grids going in those countries that we export. And also it's critical for Eskom, like we spoke earlier. It's critical for Sasol. Sasol gasifies coal. And Sasol is a flagship company of South Africa. I mean, we have to make sure that Sasol operates optimally and then they carry on creating jobs, and we make sure that we keep Sasol as a country profitable and operating so that they carry on with all the opportunities they provide to the communities and also job opportunities obviously. So all these minerals, they are critical, and we need to make sure that we optimize by providing power at the right price, by providing rail services, making sure that the rail services are available and it's at the right price, so that especially bulk commodities are exported without having any hiccups. The other thing is that gold obviously is a declining industry because of the geology. We have been mining gold for a long time, but still, gold mines employ a lot of people, and gold mines contribute to the overall economy of the country. So whatever minerals we have, They are all critical, and we need to make sure that power and rail issues have been sorted, so that like we've got a better prospering mining industry.
Okay. So just to also ask about the governmental in the mining industry in terms of lawmaking, because with people that I've spoken to, like your NGOs and other people that I've interviewed, they will tell you that at South Africa we do have good laws, but it is when it needs to be applied, the laws are not properly applied. So what would you then say, or yes, then say to the government, or what? How should the government play its role in the mining industry?
I think we've got the right rules and regulations.
Yeah.
No implementation or no law or rule is perfect.
Yeah.
There's always like sort of man-made, which is normal, but it all depends on from which angle you're looking at.
Okay.
Depending on the angle that you're looking at, you may be positive and you may be negative. So I'm a very positive guy when it comes to investment in mining in South Africa, because if I compare with other jurisdictions, South Africa has got superior advantages.
Okay.
We're living in a country where there's rule of law, there's democracy, there's freedom of speech, there's human capital,
Yeah.
world-class infrastructure for power and rail. Yes, with the challenges, but they can be fixed. And it's not as depicted by some people. Nobody's land or mines is grabbed. There's no such a thing in South Africa. In all these positive things, obviously there are challenges. I remember we had a massive challenge with the health and safety guys in the department, because I found out that the head of inspectors, I don't know what it is called, principal inspector, not understanding a pillar in manganese mining.
Okay.
It cost us millions of rand in a very short space of time. We tried to explain it. Eventually we took him to court, and the court decided that he's wrong. So yeah, but I mean, having somebody like that doesn't make me discouraged, because there are 99 people who are very positive, who are happy to help mining companies because they understand the role. That man didn't understand the role of what he must do. He decided to play games.
Yeah.
Eventually, court made the decision. So I'm giving this example to tell you, like, yes, let's say a minister makes a mistake, but then there are courts that can make the change, okay, which is the beauty about South Africa. Like, our current minister is very pro-mining. He understands mining. Okay, I think he is the best chance for the South African mining industry, because you've got a minister who understands mining, comes from the mining industry. That makes a massive change, because we don't need to explain him. We had a teacher before, and it was difficult to explain him about the mining industry. And Goraman Township comes from mining industry, so that's a really good advantage for all the mining companies to discuss their matters, because he understands the concept.
Thank you. So just to also move forward with the interview, can you just tell us about the latest developments on the Parliament? We just want to know, when can we expect to see the Ferro manganese energy complex back in operation?
So, Vuslat is formerly known as Metalos. It was the largest ferro manganese smelter in the world. It was put in care and maintenance in 2020 because of not having uninterrupted power. And also power price was an issue. Plus, market was really bad because of COVID. We are very excited to restart the operation. We are talking to Eskom, we are talking to Transnet to get the necessary help so that we can restart the electric arc furnaces. If it doesn't work, like if you can't get the right power price from ESCOM, then we are looking at maybe changing the technology. There's a local technology we might use, or might look at blast furnace technology, which would mean that we can actually utilize low quality ore that comes from northern Europe. But the biggest advantage of metal ores or element is we have ore in the country. So you don't need to rail it to a port, ship it to China, and then make the ferromanganese there. So we've got the ore and we can rail it from Northern Cape to Meyerton. We make the high or medium carbon ferromanganese and then truck it to a port or rail it to a port and then sell it to the world. And mainly our market in South Africa is United States and Europe. Because China bought massive ferromanganese capacity, again, with the manganese that comes from South Africa. So that's on the smelter side. On the power complex side, we would like to put up a coal-fired power station to generate power at a cheap price.
Yeah.
And I know that it's not that easy because funding is a challenge. Getting licenses is a big challenge. But without trying it, I don't want to give up. I want to first try and see if I can build the capacity so that I can run the ferromanganese plant. Because people are asking me like, why can you do it and then why couldn't South 32 do that? I mean, South 32 didn't want to produce power from coal. And they tried their best, they couldn't get the power at the right price, and they eventually went into care and maintenance. So the idea is to generate cheap power, to feed it to the plant, to the furnaces, and then make sure that we restart the ferromanganese smelter.
Okay, wonderful. And then with the closing down of some of the plants of ArcelorMittal, how would that impact the ferromanganese? Is there any great impact on that?
Look, ArcelorMittal can be a potential customer for the ferromanganese that we can produce. I believe they are important at home, but I don't think it's going to really affect us big time because Mittal is producing about 2.5 million tons of steel a year. It's not a massive amount of steel. Obviously, it's important for the economy of the country, but it won't affect our ferromanganese business.
And then, so just to look at the steel and the ferroalloys, and also, I don't know, with the what is the tariffs that are imposed by the US, how is that affecting us, and how?
It might have an effect, but I mean, we need to know the extent. I think the American community is a businessman.
Yeah.
But he's not there to destroy businesses. He's there to get the best for his country. And we need to do the best for our country. And I think President Ramaphosa is trying his best to make sure that he does that. So American companies are very pragmatic. So if they need ferromanganese, they will buy ferromanganese from us.
Yeah.
And ferromanganese is critical for them for the steel manufacturing, for certain alloys, for certain products that they make, they need ferromanganese. So I'm not really concerned about tariffs because we are producing niche products. It's not like, if you don't get beef from South Africa, you can get beef from Australia. This is ferromanganese, you don't have many options.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that the United States will prefer South Africa over China when it comes to buying ferromanganese.
Alright, wonderful. So with the mining Indaba 2025, how has it been for you so far? Your takeaways, thoughts?
Well, it's a great event, I think, for South Africa, for Cape Town, and for the mining industry in general. Because we've got people coming all over the continent, all over the world. The investors are coming. It's good to have a network. It's good to have some meetings, compressed meetings. Maybe it will take longer if you do it in Johannesburg. So overall, it's a great experience. We always enjoy it. And, yeah, so it's for us it's a successful Indaba. We had our meetings. Tomorrow is the last day, and yeah, I'm glad that we're having this podcast as well.
Thank you, sir. Any last words to the government, people of South Africa, mining companies?
I think the last word should be like I think we should think positive to be successful.
Yeah.
And we are living in a very good country and endless opportunities. It's all about like thinking positive and then knocking the doors. We should not stop knocking the door. We should not give up easily. Whatever we are, wherever we are in the society, it doesn't matter. We might be a student in a university, or a jobless person graduating from university, or a person who's looking for opportunities. If we understand the potential of this country and build our self-confidence about believing in what we are doing as a person or as a business, I think this country offers a lot of opportunities and we need to grab it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a nice interview. Thank you so much for joining me and having this chat. Until next time. So that was Vuslat, and he was just taking us through the mining industry of South Africa, the challenges and the possibilities. With that being said, I'd like to thank my team again that is supporting me all the way from Joburg, and also thank Menar for making this podcast possible. Until next time, goodbye.